Welcome back to Mike's Miniatures, the place for all things mini wargaming, and in today's video here, we're just going to be going over building a Black Shield and how to magnetize your models if you still have the old Deathwatch kill team so you can primarify them and make them basically work for the next gen of it. So here we are with the Deathwatch kill team box. And today I'm just going to be building up the Black Shield model, which as you can see is right there. And I did speed up the recording here for your guys' convenience, so you're not watching me fiddle-faddle around for a half hour or 45 minutes just building this thing as I'm slowly reading the instructions, comparing the pictures and things like that, because the old kits are obviously they're all in black and white. They don't have the color code to make it a little bit visually easier to see. So as you'll notice, I periodically will pause, look at it, make sure I'm getting the right one, and just comparing it. So we got the certain set of legs for this right here, and then we got the cape back with the front body here, and then we just take our X-Acto knife after taking them off the sprue and just removing any extra plastic bit ends where it connected to the sprue, kind of make sure it's leveling it out. That way we have a way for it to connect smoothly onto the base that I'll be building for this thing a little bit later on. So we get right about close up to the arms right there. And we do be very careful around the cape. And I feel like I gotta be extra careful with these kits because not too long after I got this kit, I noticed that the Warhammer Games Workshop website totally took these guys off in preparations for the new Deathwatch kill team that's now going on pre-order next week. They just announced yesterday about that, which is really nice. And I heard that it's going to be $250 for that box that will come with your 10 Deathwatch Marines and then all the Necron terrain and models you could want. I mean, it's great if you want to be a Necron player, but as a Deathwatch fan and player, I mean, $250 for 10 Marines, that's ridiculous even for Games Workshop. So I will probably wait until they get the models out as a separate kit sprue like they did with the Space Marine Scouts and the Phobos kill team. I hope they create a separate box of just the Deathwatch kill team, which would be amazing here. So now we got the body just kind of glued all together here, and we're just waiting for super glue to do its magic. And thus we have the body and just leveling out any and all plastic bits. And then it's from here we take a look at the weapon options. Now the Black Shield has, for his metal silver arm, he has 4 sword options that you could take, and whatever one he doesn't take, the rest will go to any other, can fit on any other Space Marine for it here. So the generic Deathwatch kill team Marine has this bolt rifle with a power sword weapon, and these are the power sword weapons for it. So I just trimmed all of the options off of the sprue for myself, and I'm just kind of dry fitting them to see. And then I had the other arm that was the specific arm for the Black Shield right here. It has a unique, his power weapon has like a oath cloth or something wrapped around the blade, and I'm just comparing to how would I want it to look like and what it will look like for me here. And then I have my previously magnetic parts here, and I'm just that I used for my captain model for the Argent Templars. And now I'm just preparing the base by going right in the center of the side of the arm and just drilling a pilot hole with my X-Acto blade tip. And I don't need it to be a very big hole, I just need it to be good enough for the drill bit tooth here to grab on. And trick with these hand drill bits for the models, start with a smaller hole and work your way bigger. So this is a relatively small, after I did the pilot with the X-Acto, just did a slightly smaller, definitely smaller than the magnet hole, and just drilled all the way through, just keeping it nice and clean. and then changing out the drill bit blade for the next size bigger here, and just testing the model, making sure that I didn't make the hole too big so that the magnet doesn't have anything to stick to, because inside the model it is hollow, and it maybe has a little bit of plastic from where the glue connected, but it's not very much space, so you don't want to totally drill completely through it. You want something for the magnet to stick to, so constantly checking after you've drilled the hole to make sure you didn't make it too big, and then slowly going up to the next size bigger, and this third bit is the exact size of the magnet right here. It makes it easier for it to drill and just clean up the hole here, and then line up the magnet, and when I know it's going to fit, a drop of some super glue, and then just line it in, push it into the hole, and slide it out. And I use my mold line scraper and my finger to press that flush against the side of the body there. And just like that, you can see with that test arm right there, it fits. So now I just do a dry fit for the blade arm. And these old kits are really nice in the fact that they have kind of like a pre-drill hole already. So I start with the small, I almost went bigger, so I start with the smaller drill bit like I did with the body, and slowly worked my way up, being careful to not push too hard on the model here. Adding the glue right into the center, and then lining up the magnet. Pressing it in, making sure it's nice and flush. And then just cleaning up the bits where the sword blade was up against the sprue. Okay, and then once I have that basically done, I'm going to cut out the Black Shield specific shoulder pad that the kit came with. And I don't see in the new Deathwatch kill team, it doesn't look like any of the models are a Black Shield, so I highly doubt that we're going to get that in the new kit, just because if it's something super cool, then we're spoiled for choice. They'll probably take it away from us, Games Workshop, but one can only hope that we will have that unique sculpt shoulder pauldron along with all the other unique sculpted chapter shoulder pauldrons that way. So once it's on the arm, it's looking really good and flush right there. Just kind of testing the seal, and you can see, oh, it looks really good. And now we do the other side of the body here. Again, doing the pilot hole with the X-Acto blade and then working your way up. Don't drill all the way through, because that's not going to work really good for you if you drill all the way through and hurt yourself. Or push out the magnet on the other side if you go too far. Then I have another arm that's for the opposite side to help guide me to make sure I'm putting the right polarity, because nothing's worse than putting in the magnet after you super glued it and it's all pressed in there really tight and realize you put in the magnet backwards, and now all of the arms will not work for it anymore that you've already done. So just be very careful when you're pushing it in that you have the right polarity and have a system set in place so you don't make mistakes. then after I've kind of picked the arm that I like about it, I just select that one to put the shoulder pad on, and I still, while I had all the drill bits out, do all of the different sword arms and magnetize them so that I'm ready for the rest of the bodies. And when I get some Primaries Marine Space Bodies like Intercessors or Assault Intercessors, I can then turn them into the Deathwatch Veterans kill team. Now you'll probably have noticed that some of these right here, I don't even need to put in a drop of glue because of the tension. The hole size compared to the magnet is the hole is slightly smaller than the magnet, but just big enough that it still fits. So with a little bit of force, the plastic itself is already holding it in. Eventually, if the magnets were to fall off, I'll just check polarities and put in a new magnet with a little drop of super glue as the plastic gets weak over time. But at this point, without them being new, I don't have to worry about that. So here I am just testing all of the arms again to find the one that I like. Having a hard time deciding. And checking magnet polarities to make sure it still stays in, or if I do need to add glue. I came down to basically these two arms and just comparing to see if they're even the same, what's so different about them. And by the end, one more check with the others. This guy kind of looks like he's leisurely walking up, like he's such a bad guy that to the alien that he's just casually walking up to start, cutting off the heads of the Xenos. So this is the arm I felt like worked the best for it. So now we get those custom shoulder pads for the 5-man here. And then we just glue it on. And then it's at this point I found the Black Shield specific head for the model that the book recommends, and I kind of like that idea, the hooded head. Kind of gives it a Captain Titus from Space Marine 2 kind of vibe, but I wish it had. The only complaint I have about this head is that it's not with the helmet on. Maybe with an extra spare bit head that I'll get from my bits box, I can magnetize and put on a helmeted head for this guy, but I really like the hood this time, and so to give myself that option, I'm just going to magnetize the head. And so just checking kind of how it would fit that way, I then just start drilling the hole. You put in the magnet here. Didn't really matter too much about the polarity here for me. And just set it in. The only time the polarity will matter is it for the other side for the head, because we don't need the head levitating off of the body. And this was the tricky part with the head, just drilling right through the center of the head so that I have it basically centered on for that body. So it took me a little bit of time and a lot of sore fingers from gripping it, but eventually I got the head nice and flush and I was able to pop in the magnet. matching for the polarity, and there you go. Now with the one arm, two arm, I can now twist and turn the head. He can look in any direction that he wants, and eventually I can put in a helmeted head if I wanted. So this is going to be the most posability of all of them right here, of all the models. He's probably the only one I'm going to have the head magnetized on here. So now it's just finding the power pack that matches the body, gives it a good vibe feel for it. Now the body that I looked at, the box kind of looked like it had the circle deal, so that's why I went for the one with the circle to kind of match the rest of the body that way. And it was basically as simple as cut the backpack off of the sprue, and then clean off the hanging sprue bits that were remaining on there, and dry fit it on the backpack. And I want it kind of centered in the middle, and a little bit of super glue on it. Adding some more glue because it didn't quite fit on the first time, but this time it finally took. And so there's the arm, the other arm, and the head, giving us that the unique Black Shield kind of sword brethren model. And he's very posable at this point. The arms can be in any kind of position that I want it to be in on the tabletop. And so these are kind of the pictures right here. The only thing that I didn't record was gluing on the pouches and ammo cartridges that are on the chest piece that you can see right there. But honestly, they were just the same. Ones for one side of the chest, the ones for the other side. And you just kind of cut them off, clean up the screw bits, and just glue them on. And that's how I made the Black Shield. And basically that's how I'm going to magnetize the rest of them. As I get more of this kit done, I'm going to try to film more processes of this. I'm probably going to end up doing a showcase video within the coming weeks showing you what I've gotten so far, and started with painting them. And then as we get more Primaris model bodies, we will magnetize those arms so that we can use all of the weapon options for this kit. But I want to thank you guys for joining in this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this kit and what you think about the new Deathwatch kit. Some of your responses in the past videos have been very enlightening, and I do agree with some of your points. I definitely think that we are a little bit gypped for spare bits so far from what it's hinted at, but we're going to make the best that we can as hobbyists. So until next time, guys, I've been Mike, and this is Mike's Miniatures, and bye-bye.